Hi, this is Chris Sheeran, and this is part 3 of my top 15 property investing principles. We're going to talk about minimum cost, maximum valuation, robust numbers, and commercial revaluation. So, minimum cost. The most important thing is that you buy the right products at a minimum cost, obvious. So we can all do some great online shopping, and I advise you do that. But other ones are the Landlords Network Purchasing Group, which is LNPG, run by Nick Watchthorne. You can go to the National Landlords Residential Association for your insurance. They're really good, or CIA insurance. Appliances and worktops are really good things. Things like Appliances Direct and Worktop City. But don't forget, you can also do lease options. If you own a limited company, you can do lease options for your furniture to reduce that. But most importantly, they've got to be to the right standard. They've got to have the right BS certificates. Especially for things like fire labels, guarantees. If you are going to buy secondhand, make sure they're fully compliant, because you can't take any risks. These are people's homes that you are putting them into. Most importantly now is robust numbers. So this is a business. So it's not something to go with your gut feel. You have to know your numbers, and unless the numbers work, move on. There's plenty of houses out there. There's plenty of opportunities. So, and you've got to get good with Excel. So go onto YouTube, learn how to do it, go into Google Sheets, etc., etc. Right. First thing is market value. Market value. Rightmove sold prices. Don't work it out. Don't guess. Work it out. Find out. Rightmove sold prices, and the government website gives you actual prices of what's been sold, and it's only relative in the road, or it's only relevant in about a quarter of a mile. Market rent. Get the letting agents to give you some views on that. Speak to quite a few of them. Go on to Zoopla, Spare Room. There's lots of places where you can try and get the actual rents from. You're going to need to spend 4% on your legals and costs, which includes stamp duty. And that probably will go up later on. Your mortgages, you need to work on a 75%. So work that out. That's how much you're going to be borrowing, and you need to stress test it. So you need to work your numbers out on 5% if it's a normal HMO, and 7% if it's a 5% buy-to-let and 7% HMO. That's really the numbers you do. If you do that over the next 5 or 6 years, you'll be safe in terms of knowing your numbers. You need to put in 10% for your letting fees. Please get a letting agent. Don't do it yourself. And you need to put 14% in for a HMO. So you also need to account for voids when people aren't in there, repair bills, your insurance, all manner of things. And these are your costs. So you should put 10% in if you're doing a HMO, 10% in for a buy-to-let, and up to 25, up to 40% on a HMO. If after all of that, you don't come out with £200 clear profit on a buy-to-let, move on, do another one. It's not important. And if you don't come out with £700-800 on a HMO per month, move on. Don't bother. Right, commercial valuations. First of all, on valuations, the key is to recycle your cash as much as possible, which we've talked about elsewhere. So you've got to refurb to a high standard. That's the most important thing, first of all, to get your best valuation. You've got to be personally present, and I suggest you make a valuer's pack, which includes what the rents are, what the house prices are, what work you've done, etc., etc. But for a commercial valuation, it's important that ideally you need to get sui generis planning permission. It needs to have at least 6 people, not necessarily 6 bedrooms, but you should aim for 7, 8, or 9 people. And it needs to be not a house, so it can't easily be turned back into a house. So the key to this is to have things like lots of en suites and kitchens with which are more towards like 2 cookers, 3 fridges, etc., etc. So they're not a domestic kitchen. I can talk more about this. My details are on screen. If you want any information, let me know. Good luck, and I'll see you at the next one at part 4. Thank you. Goodbye.